Guten Tag, ladies and gentlemen, it is me, Mr.Spinosaurus, coming at you with another video. Yes! This video is about Kong Skull Island, but first, hallelujah. It was not a sucky movie. I can tell you guys that much. I enjoyed it. I did. I liked it. It was fun. It was nice. Go see it. Seriously, go see it. Sadly, I couldn't see it in IMAX 3D because fucking Beauty and the Beast. Sometimes I just hate theaters and girls. Anyways. Yes, I did see Kong Skull Island today, and it was amazing. It was everything Godzilla wasn't. That's a little bit sad, but it's still a thing. First of all, I would like to pay tribute to Kamunga. Poor little Kamunga. He died. A horrible, painful death. Now, we don't know if this is Kamunga or not, but I'm calling it Kamunga anyway until I see another giant spider. And actually, this one didn't freak me out, surprisingly. I mean, it has red eyes. I'm fine with it. But yes, Kamunga died. Well, Kamunga, air quotes. But yes, Kong Skull Island was a good movie. And why was it a good movie? Well, again, it was everything Godzilla wasn't. You saw a lot of Kong. You got to see a lot of the island. You got to see a lot of the things on the island. You kind of had this relationship with Kong and the island and the people that lived on the island. It was just really nice to see a Kong movie like this actually turn out right. But it does have flaws, and I will speak about those now. First of all, the major flaw. If you guys really like the old Kong and what the old Kong brought, then you aren't going to like this movie, because this movie is new. This movie it replaces things that you wouldn't think would be replaced in a Kong movie. A large example is the dinosaurs. There are no dinosaurs on the island. And I'm just like, how? How are you going to have a King Kong movie and not have him fight the T-Rex? Now, at the same time, Kong is bigger than any Kong we have ever seen in any movie. Well, besides King Kong versus Godzilla, but we don't talk about that. Not yet, at least. But this Kong is actually pretty damn huge. And he's not even done growing yet. Nope. By 2020, he will be the size of Godzilla. And that's when they will have their all-out brawl. But yeah. Kong, there are no dinosaurs in Kong whatsoever. Just no velociraptors, no T-Rex or Vestornis Rex or whatever you want to call it. There just aren't. You weren't causing me problems earlier. Okay. There just weren't. And that's one thing that I kind of did not like. I mean, you could at least put a few dinosaurs in there. Maybe not the iconic Kong versus T-Rex fight, because to have a T-Rex that big would be a little bit... I think that'd be scarier than Godzilla. But no. You could have put like a Brontosaurus, a Brachiosaurus, or a Velociraptor. A Plesiosaur would be nice, even though technically it's not a dinosaur. Now, we did have the little tiny pterodactyl things, but no one gives a shit about them. They killed one guy. Who cares? Oops, spoilers. Another thing that this movie doesn't have is Kong doesn't fall for the girl, which I never really liked in the first place. I don't understand why a giant gorilla would find interest in a human girl. It just didn't occur to me, and it still doesn't. I don't understand it. But Um, yes, there is no love asphyxiation between Kong and any part of the female cast, which is, I'd prefer it that way. Um, Now, as for Kong's design, I do like it. It's different. It's more human than ape. Uh, in Peter Jackson's King Kong, they just went full on gorilla right there, and I love that movie. And if you want my opinion, that movie was far better than this movie. And it's because it held on to some of those original Kong aspects. It held on to the dinosaurs. And it just did what King Kong was originally supposed to do. Now, this King Kong, I feel like the only reason they made this King Kong was so it could fight against Godzilla. Only reason. That's the only reason I feel like they made this King Kong the way they made it. Because Peter Jackson's King Kong was feasible. Like, it's not Bigfoot, basically. And that's what this Kong is. He looks like Bigfoot. A several-story tall Bigfoot. But, yes. Peter Jackson's King Kong was not meant to fight anything along the lines of Godzilla. So that's why those elements were still held into that movie. But overall, this was a good movie. I loved it. I personally liked it. I think that it will be better than Transformers. I do. Is it better than Godzilla? In some aspects, yes. And I feel like that Legendary really took inspiration from the fans. In the Godzilla film, we all saw it, and we wanted more Godzilla. We were sad that Godzilla didn't really get a whole lot of screen time, and they changed it in this movie. They're like, okay, well, we'll give Kong more screen time. And that's what they did. And I thank them for it. Because I'll admit, the Godzilla movie was not that good. Just wasn't. And it wasn't what Godzilla lived up to. But this is definitely what a form of Kong would live up to. So, I think it was good. I definitely think I spent my money's worth. Now, as for his growth, his size, I think his size was pretty good, considering that this guy's supposed to be kaiju level now, which, again, Kong really isn't meant to be a kaiju. He's just supposed to be the 8th wonder of the world. And I think people took that a little bit out of proportion. But he really is a kaiju now. You can officially call Kong a kaiju. And he's not even done growing yet. I think he's only what was it? 100 feet tall? Or something along those lines. And Godzilla is 400 feet tall. And for King Kong to need to fight Godzilla, he's in the one hell of a growth spurt. But, yeah. We do confirm, we do know that Kong does have parents. And that's interesting, because we don't see Godzilla's parents. We don't know if Godzilla even has parents. We don't know how Godzilla reproduces. We assume it's by sexual reproduction. I sure hope they don't pull a Godzilla 1998 on us and say, oh yeah, he produces asexually. Just needs to fuck a building first. Okay. Enough of the jokes. I hope they don't do that. But we do see Kong's parents, and it is a little bit emotional. Because when they go into the boat, they have pictures of Kong showing his respects to his parents' skeletons. And that's sad to me. But this movie did have a lot of comedic relief as well. Pretty much that was the only good thing about the Army Men, was the comedic relief. In the plane, one guy was like yelling to another because of the hype, and he's like, "Do you love your mama? Do you love your mama?" And the guy responds, "I love my mama. I love my mama." It was just so funny to see, man. There were other more like it. I can't remember now, but they were hilarious. I feel like they ripped something off in Jurassic Park because when that one guy, that really old guy, or I guess he's not really old, but the guy from Monarch, when he gets eaten by the skull crawler, and he has this he has the flash on his camera, and it just flashes in the skull crawler's belly. That reminded me of Jurassic Park 3 when Spinosaurus ate the guy with the cell phone, and whenever you'd hear the kind of ringtone from the phone, you'd always know that there's Spinosaurus there, and you turn around, there's Spinosaurus. That is what I got from that scene. It's just like, oh, that is Jurassic Park 3 all over it. Let's see. Another thing. I'm doing this all from my memory, by the way, so it's kind of hard to think of the little points. The one thing that was sad, like I think this was the saddest death, was when the dad of the son got ate by the skull crawler. Like, I didn't want to cry, but I didn't want to physically cry, but emotionally I was crying. Like, how would you even tell that little boy that got promised to see his dad on his birthday that his dad, like, how would you even do that? And I mean, obviously you can't tell him, "Hey kid, your dad got eaten by a giant monster. Sorry about that. Here, have a basket full of flowers." You can't tell them that because they're sworn under secrecy by Monarch. They can't say anything about the monsters. But that was probably the most memorable death, since most of the characters are filler, basically. And then to see the skull crawler puke out the skull with a dog chain on it that said Jack's name. I think that was his name, Jack. That was just like, oh, dude, insult to injury right there. First this guy gets eaten, now he gets puked up. Oh man. I should have looked up the actors. The main antagonist, the Marine, the leading officer, if you guys know what I'm talking about. I don't want to say the black guy, because there were Andrew Jackson, I think. Was that his name? I don't know. I felt he was good for his role. Because, he started out just calm and composed. He's like, okay, we're going to do this, get through this alive. But then he starts to, further in the movie, you start to see him just like, okay, you know what? Fuck this. Fuck that giant ape. He killed our men, and we're going to kill him back. And it was interesting to see that the other guys were just like, no. You don't get it. If Kong dies, those skull crawlers are going to be bigger, and they're going to start coming out and eating shit. And the Colonel doesn't care. He's just like, I don't know, you listen to me. I'm going to avenge my men's death. And then he gets squished by Kong. Ah. And, you know, I feel like his character didn't see... He was too blinded by war to see that he fucked up. That he was in the wrong and not Kong. Because at the end of the day, like the old man said, you just don't go into someone's house and drop bombs unless you're picking a fight. And that's what Kong did. He saw those bombs as a way to pick a fight, and he wanted to defend his island and defend his home. And that's what happened. And may I say, he kicked some ass. Oh man, that was fun to see. But I think the highlight of the actual movie would have to be Kong versus the Skullcrawler. The big one. The big Skullcrawler. Like, Kong was a monster in that. Not much of a monster as Peter Jackson's King Kong. He was just brutal, like whole. But this Kong was definitely up there. Using like a tree to use as a spear. To use a boat propeller. Like launch into the Skullcrawler. Just cut open its throat. That was cool. And I was surprised. Because when he slit open the Skullcrawler's throat, I thought, okay, it's done. He's dead. And then the next scene, he pops up. And I'm like, what the fuck kills you? It was great. I'm just like, oh my lord, are you gonna die? And then he swallows Kong's hand because he's trying to get at the girl. And it just swallows it whole, and Kong's just like, okay, I gotta get it out. And then you can see it in his eyes. Just something clicks, and he's like... And he thrusts his fist into the Skullcrawler. And the Skullcrawler just has this expression of just like, well, wait, what the fuck's going on? Hang on, this isn't how it's supposed to... And then, like, Kong pulls out his whole entire tongue and his guts. And damn, was that hardcore. Like, oh, Legendary has a thing for, like, mutilating monsters. First, Godzilla decapitates another monster, and then now Kong just rips out another one's insides. Like, whew. That was a lot to take in that scene. And then Kong just, you know, lets the girl down and just calmly leaves like nothing happened. Just, okay, not gonna say goodbye, just gonna walk off and do your own shit. Okay. And then that happens. Yeah, but I think Kong was a great movie. I definitely encourage you guys to go see it. It was really fun to watch, for me especially, since I'm like a huge kaiju fan. Yeah, I'd go see it. I'd go see it like 3 times over. It was great. Definitely beats the hell out of Beauty and the Beast. God, I'm still mad at that. But yeah, guys, that was my review for Kong Skull Island. Go watch it if you haven't already, which I'm assuming you have, considering this is a spoiler video. But aren't all my videos on movies spoiler videos? I mean, come on. But anyway, guys, if you like this commentary and you're new to the channel, please hit the like and subscribe. Comment down below how you guys felt about the movie. You know, what was your favorite highlights? What do you think was missing from the Kong movie, and what do you think you could have added to the Kong movie? I want to hear your guys' opinions, because I'm really interested in it. But yeah, guys, I'm Mr.Spinosaurus, and I'll see you all next time. Auf Wiedersehen.